So for Dami came in last year, and I really am very passionate about Dami's case because Dami, when she joined the group, I think she had an assessment with Accenture. She didn't get it, but she really have been helping a lot of her friends. In fact, a lot of her friends have even gotten the Accenture she didn't get. And recently I reached out to her. I called her. I was like, I know how this can be. When you're helping a lot of people get stuff that you're also looking for and you've not gotten it. And I was just keen to really, particularly from a friend perspective, really understand how she's feeling, how she's keeping motivated. For example, I just talked about how many rejections she faced and the lessons she has learned. Dami hasn't gotten an offer yet, but we are sure and we are hoping she will. I just want to how to also share her story and how she's just keeping her hope alive and what she's doing. Maybe she's also changing strategy like Ayo, or she just learned from Ayo. Now maybe she'll also change strategy. So Dami, over to you. Share your story.
Hi everyone. My name is Dami.
Hi.
I'm studying data science and artificial intelligence. So I'm rounding up soon. So my first degree is not related to data. I studied agri-economics. Then I have a banking experience. So when I got to the UK, I first used a normal CV to apply for jobs, and it was not turning up very well. So when I was not getting any, as I then I've not met Ayo. So when I was not getting anything, and I had to change my CV to the UK format. So UK format is very short and all that. So you just have to pinpoint. So I got my first interview with Barclays as an experienced hire. However, I was not really prepared like that for the UK market. So when I went for the interview, I messed up. Yeah, they were impressed with my banking background and what I've done, some projects in the banking sector. But I noticed that I kept using we. I didn't use the star method, and I was not using high. So right from the interview, I knew I won't get it. Although they didn't get back to me, but I knew I won't get it. So after then, I met Ayo. Then I applied for Accenture. So the first part I got it, I passed. So there's something called EBF, that's Empowering Black Futures that Accenture does. So I did that for 4 days inside. Then after then they called me for interview. But then during that week, I had another interview with Amazon. So Accenture was like, oh, I have to pick that day or they will have to reschedule me. So I told them, okay, I will do it. So I was preparing for Amazon and Accenture during the same week. So anyway, I messed up Accenture. And the part I messed up was the massive challenge. So because I got a feedback, I requested for a feedback. So they told me that I didn't really explain further about how I'm going to handle the client. But I got the other part where so I can apply 6 months later. Then for the Amazon, I got it, but they put the job on hold. So the Amazon, just in case you're interested in applying for Amazon,
Thank you, Dami.
I can share the CV format because Amazon believes in metrics. Like I achieved this with 40% of this. And funny enough, I just went for that interview because I was tired from Accenture. And the first person I met was a Nigerian. And he told me I was not answering my questions very well. And that 1 hour meeting was just him trying to teach me on how I can answer interview questions. So that was how I got Amazon anyway. But they put the thing on hold. So so far so good. I've been applying for jobs. So sometimes I will go to companies that I wish to work for. I will check what they are doing and how I can do it and how it actually resonates with my CV. I don't have one CV, I have a lot of CVs. And I will also encourage that if you've done customer service or you've done service management, there's a way that UK market, I'm not talking about graduate training alone. Maybe you have experience because I've applied for some experience jobs and I got interview and feedback. So you can just put it in a way that what you are doing in Nigeria, you can check the JD with what you are doing in Nigeria. If the same or if you can do it, you can change it to the what's it called now, to the job title on your CV. So you need to have a lot of CVs. I discovered that I changed that strategy As I then I just put deputy service manager. So I was not getting good feedbacks because deputy service manager in UK is different from deputy what a deputy service manager is doing in Nigeria. So I had to change my job title with the JD to UK standard. So after doing that, I started getting some interviews and feedback. So you can change, you can just check for CV or what for your CV. If you're applying for a job, check what you've done. If it's not on your CV, how you can put it on your CV. That's for an experienced hire. Then for graduate training, some of them don't really, they are not bothered about your background. They are not bothered about your experience. They are just bothered because they know they will train you. So they just want you to come and tell them. So yes, I didn't get Accenture, but I've been willing to help a lot of people because of what I've learned on Accenture and what the feedback I've gotten. So most of the time, also what works for me is that I have a close group, like four of us, that we motivate each other. And like my friends that got Accenture, we practically practice that Accenture as if I'm an assessor. So what we do is that whenever someone has an interview, probably HSBC, KPMG, or Barclays, you present to us what they ask you to do. So we assess you as a group of friends and tell you, oh, you are not doing this very well. I'm not impressed with what you are doing. Can you can you do this further? So if you can have a form closed group, I know the Nigerian mentality is that we always like to hoard information. It won't help us in the UK because there is job for everybody. And the more you share the job, the better for everybody. Because if there is a lot of blacks in UK to also help us. So I would encourage us to remove that mentality of holding any job advertisement because or any job role because if you don't get it, that means someone else will not get it. So what we do is that we just do that. You practice with me, you practice like we have that Zoom meeting so that you can be more acclimatized with what you are going to present. Then we give you your feedback and you work on it. So we practice and practice and practice. So I wish I saw that kind of thing earlier with my friends. I met them late. They're all in my class. So I met them late. I wish I've met them earlier I were able to practice that, probably I would have done better in my central. So community actually helped me. Like if I'm down or I sometimes I get 5 rejections. It does not matter. It might be on a Monday, it might be on a Sunday. Sometimes I get 6. I apply for jobs a lot. I go to target jobs and all that. Then LinkedIn is also another tool you can use. With LinkedIn, I've seen recruiters that will come to my I changed my LinkedIn to UK and I changed the profile of my LinkedIn. So I can see I see a lot of recruiters sometimes that will tell me, oh, they like me, they like my profile, blah blah blah. Can I do this? So sometimes if we get cut off from the communication, if they figure out that I'm on student visa, because some of them don't want to sponsor, and some of them will be willing to sponsor, and some will tell me that oh, my job experience is not enough for what they are looking for. So it depends. So, but what has helped me so far and what I've gotten so far is that you need to have a community in UK. I've gotten a job now with a bank, even though they are not sponsoring because of the role I'm doing. But I got that job through Twitter. I was on Twitter and I joined the community. And the guy was like, oh, they have a role that they want to give a student. And I said, I'm open to it that you should give me. In fact, the pay was even lesser was because I used to do a support work. The pay is more lesser than what I'm doing as a support worker. So I told him that he should refer me, and he referred me. And I did the interview, and they said, okay, I can work for 20 hours, and but they are not sponsoring. But I know that okay, with that at least I have experience, and I'm not doing care work anymore or support work. So community will also help you join different community, tell people that you're looking for job. When you see job, don't hide it because if you share job with me, I also share job with you. And the fact that you don't get it or you are not getting that doesn't mean another person will not get it. So if you can join different communities, our group is also there. If you have assessments, I know I've had different assessments and I will call on people and they will answer me to practice and all that. And I also practice with my friends. Sometimes within 3 of us or someone will go for the interview. We all applied, but we will pick different dates. So you go for the interview, you come back with the feedback. So we work on that feedback, and the second person will go. The second person too will go work on the feedback and come back. So sometimes we might all move to the next stage, and sometimes we might not even move to the next stage. But so far so good. I'm happy at least 2 of us have gotten job out of those people. So that means at least we are doing something right and everybody will also get. So I think you need a community, because trust me, it's not
Thank,
easy getting rejections every now and then without you just be wondering like, okay, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing wrongly? How can I move ahead from this and all that? So you should join communities. You should talk about whatever you are facing or passing through in the group. If you have jobs, share. If anybody needs help, try to help. And basically that's it. And yeah, don't when you go, I think you should. Okay, another mistake I know people made was that they were not applying for jobs early enough. I've been applying for jobs since. So the more you go for interviews, the more your skills get better. If I've known better now, that first interview that I failed with Barclays, probably I would have gotten that job because it was like a VP role. But I messed it up because I was not used to the interview style of the UK. So the more you go for your interviews, the more you will actually get better. And that also brings me back to when I got the interview with Amazon. That it was meant to be an interview, but it was a coaching section for me, and that actually improved my interview skills. So I just want to encourage everybody to apply for jobs. I know you might get rejection. I know it's hard, but you can't. You just have to keep applying and keep your heads up. Thank you.
thank you very, very much, Dami. You don't know how much I appreciate you sharing this your story and word of encouragement. I can see that there are a lot